Mark. He's going to be doing some Town Hall 12 base building for us today. Do you want to just say hey?
Yeah, hey.
Mark, do you want to get us underway and show us what you can do?
Yeah, I'll just start.
For sure.
I'm gonna start with the Town Hall compartment again. I also think the Town Hall is the most important defense at Town Hall 12, or at same like for Town Hall 14. Yeah, and we start with the skeleton base, like because I think it's the most effective way to build.
What style of base are you going to be building for us here?
I'm gonna build an anti-3 war base.
Awesome.
Yeah, and for Town Hall 12, it's the Town Hall, Infernos, and the Eagle, as well as the Expos and CC. At Town Hall 12, you have a lot of walls for not that many key defenses. So, yeah, you can be really creative at that Town Hall level, in my opinion. One important thing at Town Hall 12, if you start with the skeleton, is need to be a bit careful with placing those multis, because if I would place one multi like here and make a dead zone here, you could use one earthquake and zaps for both multis, and yeah, that's pretty OP because the mass witch hit is very common at Town Hall 12 and very strong. So you need to be careful with those Infernos, because they are the best way to defend it.
So what are the kind of key strategies at Town Hall 12 that you try and defend? Obviously, I'm assuming Lalo's going to be one of them. It usually is at most Town Halls, but what are the kind of strategies you aim to defend most at Town Hall 12?
I think it's them, to be honest. In my opinion, if a good Lalo triples the base, I'm fine with it. But I'll try to defend super witches and the witch spam, and maybe dragons as well. So yeah, that's the main concerns at Town Hall 12. And what else is important when you build the skeleton? The most important defense is the Town Hall, and the second important defense is the Eagle. So you usually don't want to have that next to each other. Because if you can take those two defenses out early, your base will probably have no chance to defend.
So a lot of the time at Town Hall 14, we see like different kind of metas for base building. Base building goes through different sort of, sections where one type seems to defend really well, and that's what everyone uses. Is it the same at Town Hall 12, or is it just kind of one thing always works?
Yeah, the meta for Town Hall 12 hasn't changed in a while,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And even with the Super Drags, it didn't change much. So I think it's the best way to defend the Town Hall 12 is with anti-3 and maybe diamond style bases.
Yep.
I might use a channel over here as well, but I think I like that more. So I'll do it like that.
So I've noticed you've got the triple multi-target Inferno setup going on. I know you said that you're primarily trying to stop spam. Is that one of the key things that you use to stop spam, is the 3 multis?
Yeah, that's the first thing, and the second thing is to stop things like Lalo, for example. At Town Hall 14, you usually want to build with one single because the heroes are so strong. But since you don't have pets at Town Hall 12, the heroes aren't that strong. And you don't need to worry too much about them. So you can go with 3 multis.
Yeah, fair enough. That definitely makes sense.
Okay, I think I like that. So I can start for the buildings. I'll start with heroes, CC, and expose. Okay, so now place the expos. I like to spread them around the base so you have your damage everywhere and not only one-sided. Also, you need to be careful with zap value. I don't want to place my second sweeper in the core now, because if you can zap both sweepers and the multi, it's too much zap value. So I need to place that somewhere else. I think I'll place it behind the eagle.
So, Look Into My Eyes is asking, how do you know what the queen's going to be able to get when she walks through the base? So, her range and stuff.
So with a queen walk,
Yeah.
or
Or a
in
queen walk,
general?
queen charge. Yeah. What's
Okay,
she going
okay.
to be
Oh
able to
yeah, okay.
reach?
The queen range, yeah. If you have it like this, so you have it straight forward. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, and she can't reach it. And if you wanna check it like this, then it's 3 tiles, so 1, 2, 3, and then you can just go to the outside. Wait, I'll need a few more walls to explain it. So like 1, 2, 3, and then like this on the other side as well. And now you know if only those corners are touching each other, you know it's not reachable. If you see that it's like this, you know you made a mistake and it's reachable.
We've got another question just asking about why you've got a ground expo in the town hall compartment and the rest are on air.
I want to protect the town hall a little bit better against the heroes. And because I don't have the CC next to the town hall, I have ground expert over there. Okay, now the heroes. I always like to have my king next to the eagle. And the warden is good next to your heroes or your CC, because it gives a little bit extra health to them. Okay, I'll use my queen over there because I don't have a lot of zap value over there, so I think it's not worth to zap the queen. So I like the queen there. Okay, now I continue with the ADs and wizard towers. On Town Hall 12, you need to be careful with the zap value, because you only need 4 zaps and the earthquake for 1 multi. So I don't want to have ADs next to multis, and also I don't want to place my wizard towers not next to multi, because bats are sometimes used as well, and if you can freeze a multi and a wizard tower, that's too much value. So I try to place them so you can't zap or freeze them together with a multi. I think I used 2 wizard towers in the town hall compartment.
Yeah, for those wondering, the link to this base will be up when the video goes up on our YouTube channel. That's when you'll be able to grab the link for this base.
Also, when you place your ADs and wizard towers, you need to be careful that not all wizard towers and ADs are next to each other, because if a hound is on the AD, tanks the wizard tower. So you want to have at least, let's say, like 3 wizard towers out of range from ADs.
So I've noticed you've got that open channel,
Mm-hmm.
in towards that multi-target inferno in the core. What's your thinking behind that? Obviously, you've done that on purpose, but can I ask why you've done that?
Yeah, it's just to mess up the pathing a little bit. For example, if you warden walk over here and want to smash into the eagle and jump towards the town hall with super witches, for example, or depth this multi and make a warden walk here. The channel is just here to mess up the pathing, though the troops don't go into the town hall. Instead, they will go around. And it's the same with witches, basically. If you zap this multi and send your lock launcher from 12, with witches, they might path around the town hall and not directly into it. I'd just like to place the arch towers at every corner so they cover the trash buildings nicely, and also have them in between. So now you can see almost every trash building is covered.
So I've noticed a lot of builders at these lower town halls tend to use the geared up archer tower, but I've noticed you've got yours set to just a regular. Is there thinking behind that, or is it just that's your personal preference?
Yeah, it's just my personal preference. I think sometimes it makes sense. For example, if you want to place your Tesla farm somewhere around that archer tower, geared up archer tower is probably better because it deals so much damage, and in combination with the Tesla farm, it's really annoying. I might do that later, but I'm not sure yet where to place the Tesla farm, so I'll just leave it like that for now. I'll place some storages in the town hall compartment just to make the town hall snipe the sneakies harder. I think that's not too common at town hall 12, but yeah, it's always nice to prevent that. The bomb towers are mainly to defend witches and hybrid at town hall 12, in my opinion, because I don't see a lot of blizzards. I probably will use them over here. I'll use my last walls in the core just to make the wall breakers a little bit harder, and on this side, if you send a king into here, that it's a little bit harder to funnel him. He might go for a wall now, or if I open this compartment, he probably goes back around with the expo after he took the AD. Okay, now I like to have a few storages next to those multis because, like I said, it's very common to zap those multis. And since you can't zap storages, it's always nice to have a few of them in the multi compartment. Also, if you zap one of the multis and spam super witches into the town hall, you need to take out those storages, and I think the biggest problem with super witches at town hall 12 is time, and storages always takes a lot of time for warden walk. Okay, now I have 2 wizard towers in range of ADs, but I think that's okay. I'll just use my mortars to protect the ADs and to avoid that the wizard towers are tankable by ice golems. So I'll place one over here. I'll use my last storages in the multi compartments. Okay, now I have a few more holes in the base. I guess I'll just fill them with trash since I don't have many defense buildings left. Also, I might move a few defenses around to make the pathing harder. For example, you don't want to have pathing into the core multi. And yeah, you want to have hard pathing into the multis in general.
So we've got an interesting question here, asking how important trap placement is in base building. Now, I know it can make and break a base, but I think what he's looking for here is if you've got the basic foundations of a base down, how important are those traps to help boost those defenses and stuff?
Usually, a good base gives like a few entries that are looking very strong, and with the traps, you have to bait those hits. And in my opinion, the best bases are the bases where everyone looks at it and says like, okay, that's a plan and let's do it, and everyone has the same plan on it. And then you can bait that plan very nicely, and the base is probably very strong. If you have a base where you have like several entries working, it's really hard to place good traps. Yeah, but the traps are very important to defend those obvious entries that you give with the layout.
So another question here, more specifically about the base, they're just asking if the Eagle Artillery would be walkable from a Warden walk.
Yeah, probably. But I think the more common way to Warden walk is one of the multis at Town Hall 12. I mean, you could Warden walk it, but what do you want to do after it? A smash into here is risky because of the channel, and a smash entry into here doesn't look great as well. Yeah, I don't know what to do after it, to be honest.
Camille in the chat just says, bro, everything is reachable with a Warden walk. So I think that pretty much sums it up right there.
Yeah.
So I think I actually already asked you this question over when we did the skeleton base, but I'll ask it again. So at what point do you actually start thinking about your trap placement? Do you ever go into a base knowing that you're going to bait a certain entry, or do you usually just tend to look at a base at the end and then decide where you're going to drop your traps?
Usually, while I build my skeleton, I already start to think where I could place my traps or my Tesla farm, for example. Tesla farm is very important. But yeah, it changes through while I build, or when you test the base, you probably have to change the traps again. But yeah, usually I think about it pretty early. Okay, I think I'll just place my trash now. Yeah, again, to protect the town hall from getting sniped with sneakies, you want to have those resource trash buildings on the town hall side. And you also need to be careful with bowler bounces, in my opinion. That's just not very common, but it's a nice way to make sure that you have good trash buildings. And you also want to make sure that you have those 2-tile gaps in between the buildings to have a possible Tesla farm. Yeah, for example, right here, if you place a bowler over here, and I have it like this, it would be bounceable because the drill has more HP than the mine. But if I do it like this, it's not bounceable because the drill has more HP and it survives. I like to place the army camps in the corner just because they are they are so big and takes a lot of space.
So a similar question to asking about the trap placement is what you bring in your clan castle. Is that something you think about at the end, or does the CC really depend on what specific strategy you're trying to defend against?
I think it's a mix of both. Sometimes you have to use a specific CC for a base, but most of the times it's probably better to look at what do you want to defend and use the CC regarding to that. So I'm not sure yet what to use on this base, to be honest. It also, if you test, you might get a better idea of what CC you want to use on your base. Sometimes it's hard to tell before testing. Okay, so now I place the rest of my trash. I finished my town hall section with the resource buildings, so I'm just gonna change it between resource and non-resource buildings to make the funneling a little bit harder with sneakies. Also, you need to be careful when you have outside defense buildings. I don't like them to be snipeable by like one minion. So yeah, you need to be careful that the mortars and cannons are in range of those archer towers. Okay, I need to be careful that I have enough buildings. But okay, I have my 5 buildings. It should be fine. I still have 1 wall left. I'm not sure where to use it. I think I'll just make this wall section a bit longer. You need to be careful that you can't wall break over here, because just is there to make the entry right here a little bit harder. But it's 13 walls, so that should be fine. You usually can't break 13 or less walls. If it's more, you always need to test it, and it also depends what's behind it, because wall breakers don't target walls, they target buildings. So the wall breaker, if you're gonna send it from here, probably goes for the cannon or the air defense. I like to have my Tesla farm at Town Hall 12 against Warden Walks, just because of the super witches. So I'm probably gonna use my Tesla farm over here. So if you want a Warden Walk here, for that, zap the multi and send your super witches into the Town Hall. The Warden Walk takes longer, and as I said earlier, it's the biggest problem with super witches is time. I think I'll use a storage just to protect the Teslas a little bit better.
So CCL's asking if there's a difference when you build for just a regular war or like a competitive league war at Town Hall 12, if there's like any key differences in building those kind of bases.
Okay, yeah, I think, I mean, the strongest strategies at Town Hall 12 are spam. But in competitive wars, it's usually that you don't have that much spam. You also need to be careful with it, but I think in regular wars or CWL, it's you only need to worry about spam, so you kind of can ignore the other stuff. Let's use also a Scully in the Tesla farm just to protect it a little bit better. Or make it harder to take it out, and probably a giant bomb as well. I'm still not 100% sure if the Warden Walk on this side is more likely or on this side. But I think because of the channel over here and the open wall, it's probably better to start on this side. Okay. I like to place my giant bombs on the outside at Town Hall 12. It's again nice to defend those witch spams. So I'll just place them like this. Because you will probably dab this multi and send a log launcher with witches from here, and then send the witches that are meant to or are planned to clear the outside from here, and let them walk down, and the same on the other side.
So a little throwback to my Town Hall 12 days, which was a little while ago. My favourite strategy at Town Hall 12 was actually hybrid. I don't know if if it's still strong at Town Hall 12, but certainly when I used it, I found it to be relatively strong. I always tried to queen charge the Town Hall section and then grab maybe the Eagle or an Inferno or something. Is that still a viable option? Is that something you've considered on this base, or?
Yeah, but I like to defend the hybrid with springs.
Okay.
And yeah, I think the witch spam is so strong that you need the giant bombs on the outside. Need to make sure that your infernos aren't tappable together, and that you don't have a good zap value on your infernos in general. Cool. But yeah, also that's the next thing I'll think about. It's probably you're gonna charge from here into the town hall and send the hybrid into here. So I'll place my springs on this side. You need to make sure that your springs are on the corners and not like this, because miners and hogs usually don't go to the middle of the defense. And the springs in front of the defenses are nice against hogs, and the springs in front of trash buildings are good against miners. So I think now if you start your hybrid into here, it ends pretty quick. And especially when the hybrid comes to the 2 enemy heroes, it's probably dead. I think I use 1 Tesla here just to make the funneling a little bit harder. And I still have 1 giant bomb left. I'll probably use it at the eagle, like this.
So a couple of questions for you specifically. Do you play any league matches at Town Hall 12 still? And what's your favorite strategy at Town Hall 12?
Okay, let's start with the favorite strategy. I'll like to play Queen Charge Lalo a lot. Doesn't matter if it's with Blimp or Slammer or Log Launcher. And at the moment, I don't play league matches because I had exams and a lot of stuff going on in Tunnel 14. So I was too busy to play Tunnel 12. But I think I'll start playing again when I have more time.
Cool.
Okay, I like to spread my red bombs at Tunnel 12. At Tunnel 14, you usually want to have them together because the loons have so much HP, but at Town Hall 12, it's probably better to have them a little bit separated. So, and you also need to make sure that the red bombs aren't in range of the ADs. Otherwise, they get triggered by a hound. And you also need to make sure that they aren't in between two air defenses. So, for example, I don't want to place a red bomb over here.
Apex, you can't just bait every single entry, so I think what Mark's done here is he's looked at what's the most viable entry for a hybrid, and that's why he's baited this 3 o'clock compartment with the spring traps, because obviously if they send the hybrid in from the other side, it's not going to be as baited, but like Mark was talking about, he's looked at where he thinks is going to be most optimal for trap placement in that situation.
I also think if you, the hybrid depends if you, how you charge the town hall. So, because I have an open wall here and here, it's pretty annoying to charge the town hall because you can't wall break right here. And you can't really predict where your queen will go. So, in my opinion, it's just better to break here and let her walk from like here, because you can predict it better. Also, the sweeper isn't that annoying for the charge probably when you come from in here, so I think it's just more likely that you will send your hybrid on this side. Okay, my last red bombs. I think I just... I'm not sure where to place them right now. I could just place them in Tesla farm. Like this. Okay, black mines are good against dragons and healers. So I want to have a few black mines in the core and behind the town hall. And I think I placed 2 black mines in the multi-compartments. I like to have the NATO in the core Town Hall 12. Just a blimp isn't very common, so you don't have to bait it. Just because the Town Hall isn't that valuable, like on Town Hall 14. So I like to have the NATO against loons, but I need to make sure it's not in range of the AD. Okay, and 2 Skellies. Skellies are nice against hybrid, for example, or Suis. I think I place 1 more Skelly on this side. And 1 air Skelly in the core is probably good. So what you always can do, you can check the Skelly and Queen range and make sure it's the same. So if a dragon goes for that multi from this side, the Queen will go for the dragon, but the Skelly will come up first. The Skelly protects the Queen for a short amount of time. Yeah, and I think that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, this base is definitely looking really good. I don't know if you want to just brush over a few of the different attack strategies, maybe where you think people would enter in from and why the base would defend. Obviously, we've spoken in quite some depth about the hybrid entry and why you've baited the 3 o'clock section, for example, to hogs and miners. But I don't know if you maybe want to talk about some witch spam or super witches or something like that.
The witch spam is with depths for this and this multi, and then lock launcher with heroes and witches from here, and the witches that are meant to clear the outside start here and here, and that's why I have those giant bombs over here. Also the super witches, I baited the warden walk on this side, and also the black mines in the core are nice against the healers. And yeah, I think those 3 strategies might be the most common strategies on that base, especially because I have 3 airbows and The ADs are well protected, so I think air spam is not that likely. Like ground attack.
And one last question for you here: if you want to put the base onto scout view, so as if we were gonna see it for the first time, what would your plan be on this base as a 10-12 player?
I probably would try to charge into the channel and maybe send the king for the town hall and an early slammer for this multi, and then Lalo into the eagle. So the queen clears everything in the core and the Lalo goes around like this.
Okay. And what was your plan for the town hall? Were you blimping the town hall or?
No, I would send the king for the town
Oh, the
hall.
king. Oh, okay.
Yeah, would probably funnel over here. Although it's a pretty annoying funnel, to be honest, and then just start the queen here and let her walk into the channel.
So another question coming in here, asking if you always tend to lean towards building 3 multi-target Infernos on your 10-12 bases, or if there's some exceptions to that where you might build some singles.
I usually use 3 multis, just because of the witch spam. It's so strong, and you somehow need to try to stop it, and I think 3 multis are the best way to do it.
Also, if you guys do want to get a base specifically from Mark or any of our other builders over at Blueprint Base Building, you can jump into our Discord. I'll grab a link for you in the chat right there. You can also head over to our website where you can order bases too. But Mark, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been an absolute pleasure having you again. Honestly, your base building knowledge is incredible, and it's always a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, thank you. It was nice to be here again.